Hello everybody, my name's the Scuff Gamer and today we decided to play some build battle. It seems like the first round would be based off of Golem. Now I didn't know what I exactly wanted to do for this, but then I had a thought. Melons. I would make the ultimate melon golem. It's genius. After picking out the rest of the blocks I would use to make my melon golem, I decided to make the floor out of melons to make it look like the golem came out of the melons itself. So I started to work on the golem by starting off with building his legs. I decided to take vines out because I thought it would be cool to give the golem some sort of ancient or swamp-like look. I start to think, how wide should I make him? Building big builds in build battle, while it does look nice, it's more quantity over quality. I could make a massive 5-foot statue with no design, but then someone could make a 2-feet statue with so much texture and detail. Everyone would vote for the 2-feet one. The 5-foot one has no expression or character put into it. I finally decide on how tall I want to make the golem and I start building the waist. Now I decided to go with the looks regular golems have. They have small hips, but then their body expands outwards to make a more broad-like appearance. And I thought, why not? It would look nice for the melon golem, Lord of the Melons. So I started slowly building and building, and it took forever to build. I just kept on building and building, and then admiring, but then building, and then still building. After what felt like a decade of building, I finally decided to start making his arms. I started off with the shoulder, which I decided to do a tiny bit above the head just to see how it would look. I was curious to see how long I would make his arms, and I decided to do what a traditional iron golem looks like and go past down the waist. I thought it would look more traditional and it would look nice. I also finally decided that I was only going to do a 2-width wide golem build, since I don't think I had enough time to expand him to more blocks or even put him further back, which on my part was a big mistake. I didn't think it ended up looking nice. After finally finishing the second arm, I got to my favourite part, building the head. Now, I decided to give the head a tiny bit of room between his arms because it would look weird if there was not. I was thinking, what could I really do to spice things up? I decided to grab some flint and steel. I was going to put fire in the Melon Lord's eyes to represent his determination to conquer the Pumpkin Lord. Damn you, Pumpkin Lord! In the end, I think the fire did look nice with the Melon Lord's eyes. I also decided to give it emeralds for the back of his eyes just to give him that extra flair and just to show his hatred for the Pumpkin Lords. He made his nose pumpkin. With 15 seconds remaining, I started panicking because I just realized that I didn't put any vines down. So trying to get as much detail as possible, I just started spam clicking my mouse to get as many vines in as possible. In the end, I was very upset with that because it would have looked so nice if I properly placed it. Then we started getting to the building. I was pretty confused by the first one since I didn't know what the person said, but I gave it a super poop. It had nothing to do with golems. The next one, I don't know what to say. I thought it did look cool, but so I gave it an okay, but it seemed kind of generic being a stone golem. This one I could appreciate. While only half the body was built, it still looked nice and I really liked the eyebrows. This one, on the other hand, super poop all the way. No facial expressions, just How did they do this in that much? And here's the real winner. Look at that, legendary. It's 100% legendary. If people don't get this legendary, they have no taste. This one, it was a Wool Creations, and I have a soft spot for Wool Creations, but it also looked really unique, so I kind of wish I did give it something better since it deserved it, but it's still nice. This one, I really liked the eye beams. I liked how instead of giving him 2 eyes, he was a bit more unique, but the body was lacking, so it didn't get that great one. This one, don't even know where they were going with it. They built 2 golems, and this is more quantity than quality. This one, I liked this one because it showed real golems. He had his tiny eyes and he was holding a little flower, which is just too precious. Ryan, man, he went beyond plus ultra. He literally made the ring from Lord of the Rings. That is genius. 10 out of 10. This one he gave it a top hat. It's a top hat. If you don't like the top hat, then what's wrong with you? It looks so good. This one gets the super poop. I see where they were going with a regular golem, but the fact that it doesn't look like a regular golem and it wasn't even done and it's a 2D drawing really sucked. And this one won, which isn't that bad. I came third. I could have done so much worse, but still 10 out of 10. So the first round didn't go exactly my way, but it's whatever. This round, there wasn't very interesting things. Buckets, kittens, kites, not interesting. I chose chess. I had a really good idea. Instead of doing what everyone does when they hear chess, I decided I would build a mimic. If you don't know what a mimic is, it's a cursed chest that's alive and will fight you. Typically they come in a whole array of colours to blend in, but I was thinking of a mimic from Terraria. I put down a mossy stone brick base because that's where they're found. Then I decided I would build him out of walls since it would look most unique and classical. I went for purple, red, blue and white and black. The black and white were meant for the eye. I would make a purple box around to make it fit in right. I didn't know how big I wanted to make it though. I was finally finished building the base of the model, so I started layering it with red wool because it just gave off a nice vibe. Red and purple didn't look too bad. My other plan was to layer the top parts with blue so the inside wouldn't look too shabby. After building all the red parts, I went on to start building the actual filler, the blue parts. Once the blue parts were done, I started building the fun part. The top part was going to be the chest. I didn't know exactly how high I wanted it to be. The idea was to have the chest mouth open to expose the tongue and teeth, because little do you know, mimics, you can't tell the difference between them with a regular chest if they're closed. So by me opening the chest, it exposes its tongue and teeth, and that was why I was really most interested about mimics. I thought it would be a great idea, and I was surely gonna win the game since who's gonna vote for a regular chest? Mimics are so much cooler. Once finished with the opening part, I started filling it in with blue to make it not stand out as much, but then I realised there would be a tiny bit of a gap. Not knowing what to do, I filled it up with blue to make it look nice. Now that I was done, I could finally do the most detailed parts, but with time ticking down as the second I had to hurry up, I decided to make the eye 3x3 and add a little dot in the middle to make it look nice, but then I decided that I would quickly change it so it looks like that. Well, it does look a tiny bit odd right now. I think the teeth were what was going to sell it for me. The only problem is that I didn't give myself enough space to make the teeth even, so one tooth was missing a little block. But with 10 seconds left, I started panicking. I had to build the tongue in time. My original plan was to get the tongue to poke out much, but I built too slow and I just couldn't get the tongue right. I placed the last block, but then it got rid of it, so it was missing a tongue. And now we go to judging. It's a chest. This is what I was afraid of at the start of the round. I was scared everyone was going to do a chest. I gave it an okay because it wasn't that bad, and here is the mimic. Look at it. It is beautiful. Once again, I built the stuff too close to the start so you couldn't get a proper angle. I needed to stop doing that. Once again, it's another chest. There wasn't really much inspiration when it came to this. People were just doing Minecraft chest, which was very uninspiring, so I didn't really think anyone would beat me because it's just bad. This is once again more chest. Why has no one done anything? I'm very disappointed because it's just chess. I can kind of understand what the problem was, because having just chest doesn't really give you much information. This one was so far the only different one, but it was in 5 minutes. They could have done so much better. This was very disappointing to me, and that This is what I mean by creative. That is a chest. Legendary. It was the first thing I've seen that wasn't a actual chest. 10 out of 10 for that. Then we go back to poop. Just a chest. Why will there be something that's not a chest again? This one I really liked. They made an open chest and filled it with tons of unique items. It would have been a epic for me if they made diamonds. This one I felt like it ended up being a poop since the other one already had a open chest and it just wasn't that exciting. This one just wasn't doing it for me. It was just a chest full of cobwebs and some old diamonds and gold. It was just not that interesting. In the end, I came third. Again, it looks like my destiny is to always stay third. I wasn't that disappointed with that. Hey guys, it's the end of the video. I just want to say thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. I really don't mind, but if you leave a like, I really appreciate it. From now on, I'll be posting every Tuesdays and Fridays from now on. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.